Hello and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. So we are finally continuing on. I do apologize for the extended delay between videos. Kind of a series of unfortunate events, if you will, from the last time I was able to sit down and record. Um, but we are moving on with the water temple. All of that was everything that's gone over the last couple months since I've been able to put up a recording. Just kind of added up, and then I was actually getting ready to start recording again. And unfortunately, I've been reworking my workspace, and I had accidentally broken the device that records my gameplay, so, that just kind of had to cap off all of that. But that's okay. We can continue on now. The water temple, I find, is unfairly dubbed the most difficult dungeon. It's more tedious than difficult, I find. But obviously something like that's going to be subjective to whoever's playing. I've always personally found that if you do this in a particular way, yeah, you more find it's tedious. It's something that you kind of dread coming back to. So on this first level, I always come up and I just make sure that I do that one block up there. And then you want to jump down, and you're basically going to go down to the bottom of the temple, and you're going to systematically work your way up. And then you're going to, I believe, have to do it a second time if I'm remembering correctly. This is the point in my guide where I decided I'm just going to stop writing everything down and just make a note of which skulltulas and stuff to collect where. So it has been some time since I've played this, but we'll get on it. Now here's the funny thing, is I started this playthrough back in October. It is now the first week of January, and I do play this game in its entirety all the way through every year. Now, I had done one playthrough of this game and one of Majora's Mask much earlier last year, so this wasn't actually my one gameplay for the year on this, and I won't count this as my playthrough of 2024. So, yeah, I'm at this weird little spot where I guess I'm gonna wind up having to play it again within the next 12 months. So, oh no, what of the worst things to do? I have to play a game that I've loved for how long? So, yeah, that was not the intention. When I had recorded this, I had actually intended to be done before New Year. So, but fret not, I do ideally hope to play Majora's Mask at some point before the end of this year as well, so it's not like I'm gonna be playing this through the first part of this year and then Majora's Mask I'm gonna do next year. Nothing like that. So I know that's a game that is highly beloved and, always a point of conversation between Zelda fans of which N64 game is better in the franchise. I personally, overall, like this game better. Majora's Mask, I have found the charm in it, and it's a reasonable spike in difficulty. I think that's one thing that this game lacked. But I've pointed out before, like, this is the first 3D open world game that the creators have done. So, I mean, there's a learning curve. It's still a fun game nonetheless. Missed opportunities, I would say that's probably your best argument with this game, but other than that, for me, it's 1A, 1B, and depending on any number of factors, I may say this game or Majora's Mask on which I like better. But overall, I do prefer Ocarina of Time more often than not. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the point when you're gonna start working your way back up. Now, there's a couple tricks throughout this dungeon. The easiest one for this is if you have Din's Fire, which is a required item. You should get it if you don't already have it. I believe it's the only spell that you'll get that is required. But yeah, if you do have it, just activate it there, and the other option is to use your arrows and to line up between the two torches and cause the arrow to fly through to the unlit torch. Sorry, I'm not explaining very well. It's I've kind of just decided gonna get back into this, which feels kind of awkward because I haven't played the game in forever. So if my explanations seem a little bit odd, I'm having to focus a little bit more than previously in the playthrough because I had done so many recordings in a row, so I kind of got into a rhythm. But yeah, so from here we've got our first small key, and the whole idea of how I tackle this dungeon is to just, like I said, kind of systematically work my way up. So I'll always go around and around, stop at each door that I can, go into the middle, and that definitely takes some of the backtracking out and forgetting items, because that's probably one of the bigger things that can happen. I do believe we don't need this one yet. I believe this yes. So we can't do this room just yet. So that's okay. And the 1,000 times that you are going to change from your Kokiri to your iron boots is ridiculous. This is one of those things that I do, why I make more of an argument that it's more tedious than difficult, because you're going to be switching your items so much that you just kind of want to get through it at some point. But that obviously gets resolved in later games, and one of the bigger arguments for Majora's Mask, I don't think it's a spoiler alert at this point, but when you get the Zora's Mask, the swimming mechanics in that game are so much better than this one. Because once you put on your iron boots, you're kind of at the mercy of just floating downwards, right? And that is not exactly fun gameplay. That's kind of one of those things where you look at it as a mechanic and you're like, this would have gone so much quicker if they had just done any number of small little changes to this. So I definitely agree that this kind of made things unnecessary, or unnecessarily longer. There we go. Whoa. Oh, he fell. Not gonna bother with him then. Okay. Now we're going to go over to this corner. Now, the one thing that is nice about the way that they've done the iron boots is that there is a little bit of timing involved when you do things, and that does kind of make things a little bit interesting, but all in all, the mechanic overall doesn't really suit much towards just, you know, good flow of gameplay. And here's... okay. I can't say. This one is just kind of annoying. Yeah, so... come on. Oh. Yeah, you want to talk about janky level design? This has probably got to be one of the... come on. There we go. Once you get one, it's not such a big deal, but... there you go. Yeah, I hate this part just because you get tied up in it so easily. But I don't know why I feel the need to make sure I take them out, because you have to go back through anyway. But that's just how I've always handled that. I think it's more or less for this part than anything, because you kind of are a little more uninterrupted leaving. And there we go, and we can just take the boots right off. And let the current carry us. So yeah, again, there's a lot of little tedious things. Is again the word I'm always going to stress with this dungeon more than anything. And by the time you get to the boss, you're just so worn out, and that makes the boss seem more difficult than it rightfully actually is. I have my vote generally which boss I find most difficult, and when I get to that boss, I will make sure I point that out. I am not afraid to point out which boss is my favorite. I'm just not going to do it. Or, not my favorite, but the most difficult boss. I would say... yeah, I will point it out, just because it's another one of those situations of just janky kind of level design. Okay. And we can't forget this one. And again, we're just going back, and I also find in this this temple I am more prone to swapping the wrong item. Like the Ocarina of Time, you don't really need a whole lot, so I should be swapping that one out. Because then I'd be swapping items less regularly, as opposed to constantly swapping out my hook shot, which I do need very regularly. Not so difficult when I can see now. Okay. I go back up. And we find ourselves in a little room that is supposed to have like a I guess it's kind of like a puzzle type thing. It is honestly not hard to figure out, especially if you have the big Goron sword because of the reach. You're supposed to hit that crystal, and again, you don't even have to charge up. Now, if you don't have the big Goron sword, you can just do this the spin attack, whether it's the quick spin or a charged spin, and you'll hit it with the Master Sword no problem. But obviously with the big Goron sword, you've got so much reach, it's just going to clip through. I think it was intended to be a little bit more challenging than it is there, but we found a way past it. And again, 1,000 times we're going to be taking these boots on and off. My dog is currently laying behind me, and he's snoozing along. Sometimes he like half wakes up from a nap, and then he does that like lip smack thing, that dry mouth lip smack thing, and I get paranoid and I have to look back and go, are you getting into something back there that I'm not aware of? He's a husky, so anybody who's owned a husky or dealt with a husky knows that they can find themselves in trouble seemingly out of nowhere, so that's always fun. It makes focusing on recording a lot more difficult. Now the trade-off is, like, he has that quirk, but the trade-off is he's not one of the air raid sirens. He doesn't just sit there and randomly howl, and so I'll take that all day, because, oh man, do huskies get loud when they do that. Okay, so this is one of the things that I've always remembered for a long time now, is to always come down here, because this used to be one of the keys that I would forget all the time. just because you float up, you don't think about it. So this is one of the more, like, cleverly hidden keys in this area, so... There we go. This room's only as difficult as you make it. If you just stay back when they come down, you can kind of single everything out, and it makes it a lot easier to deal with this room. I would definitely recommend always doing that, because if you do attract all the enemies and they all come rolling towards you at the same time, that can make that a little bit more challenging, but again, it's just taking a moment of patience, just a modicum of patience can make that room way easier for you, so 10 out of 10 would recommend doing that. Okay, so we got our next small key. Get out of here. Then we can make our way up to the second level in the temple, which I would say is kind of, for my money, one of the more awkward parts of the temple. And I don't know why. Whenever I think of the water temple and I think of the second floor, and that's what stands out to me of like, I don't want to do this. Everything else I'm fine with. And I don't know if that's just something like I've made up in my head, or it's just one of those things. Okay. Now, first thing we're gonna do, make our way this way. I also noticed a quirk. I was playing Knights of the Old Republic. A game that I had tinkered around with for a long time, but never actually truly played it. It kind of like Majora's Mask. And I realized something, because I do this with this game and with most games. If I have the option to go clockwise or counterclockwise, I always go counterclockwise for some reason. Oh. Okay, so duly noted, that was not the door I was thinking of. We're gonna make our way back down the expressway. So this door we will not be able to do anything about until later. So that'll be on our second pass up. Oh, I almost forgot. So this is where people can trip up and again get so worn out from this temple. There is another key that you do have to get once you've raised it to the second floor. And I almost forgot about it again. And that's where the mechanic of this temple adds up really quickly, because if you forget something and go past it, then getting the water especially on the second level here, getting the water level back to where you want it is just really annoying. Okay. And collect our key. We'll go back down. The one thing that I don't mind is that, I don't hate the sound effects of the iron boots. I could understand why some people would be annoyed by it, but it's just low enough of a tone that it doesn't bother me. Because, yeah, a lot of sound effects that are heavily repeated, I find if the higher tone they are, the easier they annoy me, but the iron boots, it isn't so bad. But it does create some awful, awful memories. You start hearing them in your sleep because you're like, I don't want any part of this anymore. Okay. Now when we come over here, we're going to get a very, very, very useful item. And it's our second big chest, so we know what that usually means. yeah, you have to be very quick with that. There we go, the compass. So now that'll help us see everything that we do need to collect. So as we can see, we are up on the 3rd floor now. The 2nd floor that we do need to get to, we see that chest. That's from that behind that room that I pointed out. And then we've got a whole bunch more stuff in the basement. So yeah, like I said, it's just yeah, just jump right onto the spikes. That's great for the longevity. But yeah, so as long as you make sure that you're visiting everywhere you can as you go, this definitely gets much easier. And I believe, yeah, we're now gonna go right back up to... Don't fall on my head. And always make sure that you are ready, because that guy, if you forget about it and you have to make frequent trips back to this room, will bring your health down pretty quickly. But, again, little patience, little observation. Okay. Now... we're gonna use Zelda's Lullaby again. Now we have access to the 3rd level. Now I'm pretty sure that I am in the clear to move on. If not, then there's going to be an awkward, hey, I got to get out of here and I'll come back. But we'll figure that out. Because I honestly can't remember. One of the many problems of not doing your playthroughs all the way through, or making notes, all of them. I'm not surprised that I've put myself in that position, because as a kid in school, I was never a very good note taker. I don't know why. It just, for some reason, I just couldn't bring myself to make better notes for myself, and I would pay the price for it all the time. The one thing that I got lucky with was I never struggled with testing, so there was that small miracle, but I did myself no favors, even right up through high school. Just couldn't be... I don't know if it was I couldn't be bothered, or I didn't understand the difference between good and bad note-taking. But, again, alas, even into my 30s, apparently I'm paying the price for that, so... Okay. So these Tektites down here, you can take them out as you go. They're nothing more than an annoyance, and more a threat. Like an unsubstantiated threat than anything. Okay. So this room's a little bit annoying, because you have to activate that switch a number of times. Go. Now, when you get to this part, you gotta activate the switch, and then you have to stand on this thing's head. It's the only way you're getting up. You know, like a makeshift elevator. Okay. This like, not overly threatening. Then... you come in here. Now, one thing that I didn't realize until it got pointed out to me last year is if you watch Link when you cross this island, you notice that his shadow is gone. And you can rewind and double check, but my reflection is gone. Because now we have Dark Link. So, it says conquer yourself. There's a few different ways that you can handle this boss. He is not nearly as difficult. Again, like everything else, he's not as difficult as perceived. First and foremost, don't lock onto him. That's the easiest way to get yourself a whole lot of problems. You can use different weapons than the Master Sword, i.e. the Big Goron Sword and the Megaton Hammer, and that will make a big difference. Now, the reason I collect as many as hearts as I do is literally more for my own fun than anything, because his health is dependent on your health. So if you have 3 hearts, he has 3 hearts. If you have 15 hearts, like I do, he is at max health, and it just makes the battle a little bit more fun. And yeah, like really all you're trying to do is lock on so that you're pointed towards him. You don't want to stay locked on. And honestly, he can't really do a whole lot to you. I'm just swinging and guessing. So there we go. So I did that in 2.5 hearts. So as you can see, that's cutting it close on a 3 heart challenge. Obviously he wouldn't have taken so long if I was on a 3 heart challenge. But even at full health, he can be defeated relatively easily. But this is where, like, especially if you're not used to this temple and you get a little bit more worn out running through it, I could see how that would seem more difficult than it actually is. But yeah, that's how I always beat him, because it's nice and quick and efficient. I've thought to myself about potentially doing a 3 heart run, because I've never done one of those. I've never done any gimmick run other than just more of a completionist type run on this game, but not like I've never done any randomizers or anything like that, right? So I think that could be fun. I'm not huge into that type of thing, like speed running, but it might add a new layer of fun. So I'll think on it maybe later on. If I decide to do another playthrough of Ocarina of Time down the road, it'll be a challenge run as opposed to a completionist run, which, spoiler alert, it might not actually wind up being a completionist run, because there is one thing that I absolutely hate doing in this game, and I would rather just say 99.9% rather than 100% getting it done. Come on, come on. There you go. So, I go like this. You gotta be careful with those vortexes, because they pull you in really easily if you get stuck. And then you gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Now, I do believe I didn't miss anything else in there. I really hope not, because I don't want to have to backtrack. Okay. So now that we've gotten the long shot, we can go back through and do all of this a second time. Oh, actually, I want to say there's something I'm forgetting here. I'm hoping I think of it between now and when I get to... there is something I'm definitely forgetting. Oh, no, never mind. I'm losing my mind. That's how paranoid I get with this temple, because I just really badly don't want to be redoing stuff. Like, really, really don't want to be redoing it. Okay. Nope, actually. Referencing the map also helps, I find, too. So I went 8 lane. Now I've made myself paranoid. But that's okay. Paranoid or not. Okay, no, that was not the one I was... There's nowhere else for this to go. Pretty sure, yeah, because this is where I started, okay. Right? Yeah, it's just an iron boots into the next room, yeah, okay. Resistant. I have no qualms about keeping stuff like... little stuff like that. If it's a minor detour, I don't mind keeping stuff out. No, I don't need this floor. But yeah, keeping like the little backtracks, because like I'm not a professional at this by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't really have any desire to make anybody think I am. Just that I've played the game a lot, but I backtrack a lot. And it's a lot worse when I'm not recording, because then I really don't care. I'm just wandering around. I'm not as concerned about how long is it taking me, and if I have to try and chop up a video a little bit just to kind of, you know, get rid of the dead parts, you know, the unattractive parts of playing adventure RPG type games. Because backtracking, and especially grinding, is the worst. Now, if you have somebody that has a great ability to fill dead space, then yeah, okay, sure, it's not that big of a deal. I am not one of those people, I can say with confidence. Double check. Okay, I know I need to get back there. Oh, yeah, no, I do have to do that. Okay. Yeah, that's part of it. Part of this is remembering everything. But I don't believe I have any reason that I can't get back there. I swear if a key is the reason I can't get back there, I'm gonna be really mad, because I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because here's the dumb thing. Is you need a key to get back there to get a key. But there is a Skulltula hidden back there, so it's worth my time to go get it. But I think if you ignore that door altogether, you don't need to. Okay. Now I am over on this side. No, I just need to go up now. Right. And we grab our long shot. Also helps if I don't aim at the bottom of the pad, because that's how you drop down. I feel like some kind of voice recorder would have been very handy for Link to have for this. Because you play this song a lot throughout the game, which, I mean, understandable, like, I get why, but at the same time, no. Okay, we got that Skulltula. Oh. Yeah, apparently the game did not like that. And as per usual, like I said, my little quirk is that I go counterclockwise when I do anything in a game for whatever reason. Nope, not this room. Go back across this way. This one. Okay, so this was the room I pointed out before. Where are you? Fall on my head. Really? You're just doing this to inconvenience me? There you go. I knew you were coming at me. Okay. Now that we got that. So what I'm going to do is you're going to hit this, and this is why you need to wait till now to do it, because that target back there is not reachable with the hook shot. You need the long shot for it. Okay. Push this guy in. And this is the chest that can get left behind really easily. There's actually, again, there's a couple of them that if you don't realize, you can leave them behind really easily, and that's just not a desirable situation. Okay, and I guess we'll go up and around. Go over here, and now the really dumb thing is you still have to get the water level back up, and then they have to go back down to the first floor. So we'll go here. Oh wait, what am I doing? There we go. Back into this room. Just because. Also, the nice thing is you don't have to use arrows on this thing anymore. Some people are pickier about using arrows unnecessarily. I generally don't worry about it. Mostly because I usually get upgrades as soon as I can get them, for the most part. Obviously with this playthrough, I'm a little bit more conscious of like the story flow, because I could have got the other arrow upgrade forever ago. I just couldn't be bothered. Okay. Now we do all that just to go all the way back down to the bottom. And this is where this starts to feel a lot more tedious. But if you just, again, try to stick to a plan and go where you're ready to go when you can, it saves a lot of backtracking. Is there anything up there? Oh. Yes. This is exactly the one I was looking for. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I don't even think I need to lower everything down. Because this game is weird with its mechanics. And those off so we're not clunking around all slow. I really hope I didn't just do something stupid. I probably did something stupid. Come on. Really? Robin Hood, I am not. I have used way more arrows at this than I thought I would. Normally I don't have too much of a problem with this, but... Haha, got it that time. I am wildly inconsistent with how I'm able to do things in this game. That was a pretty good example of what I meant. Okay. Now. Right. Now that those are out of the way, what we need to do is we need to bomb 2 sections of wall. Right here. This one's the easy one to figure out because there's a marking in the wall for it. But you can get tripped up and easily so if you don't realize that this far wall can be done as well. Because it also doesn't show up as a separate tunnel on the map, so you may not actually realize it, and that can tie some people up. But a pretty simple puzzle nonetheless. This guy, we're just going to pull out a couple, because we do have to go back. Just need enough room to squeak back there. I think you can move it just once as well, and I believe Link will still fit back there. I don't know. Again, I don't speedrun this game, so there's obviously going to be faster ways to do certain things. There we go. And if we go up here... So you can try to jump on all 3 of these geysers. I just try to jump on the one and aim for this corner, and generally I don't have any problems doing that. Okay, now this... Oh. This Skulltula is a little bit of a pain to get to sometimes. Go. Remember, is there anything down there? Or is this just a, I'm gonna guess there's nothing down there and I'm about to do something really stupid. Oh, there is something down here. Aha! So this is what happens when Johnny is trying to get started again without rehearsing, warming up, nothing like that. I don't even know if this... Oh, you... Oh. Yep, should have seen that one coming. Okay. Why did I think that I was good? Come through here. Wait, was that the... Really? Okay. I'm gonna go back the other way because... Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut from here over to when I get to where I need to go, because I'm 99% positive I remembered which room I needed to go to. So yeah, like I said, I'll cut from here and we'll continue on when I get near where we need to be. Okay, so this is back where we got to. Luckily I didn't lower the water level, and I know exactly what happened, but I've cut back here because now that I have the long shot, I can actually get this Skulltula over here. Once I collect that guy, I do believe that is every one of them for the water temple. What? Bam! So that's everything. So I don't know why, and I cannot, like, for the life of me, I can't figure it out or explain it. When I play through the water temple, The chest that I used to get past the gate when I first got the long shot, I always forget to open that, and I have no idea what it is. I've done it 1,000 times. There we go. Is there a way I can cut back across? No. There is not. Already poopers. Okay. Gotta do the puzzle properly. Well, kind of, I guess. Gonna reach over there. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So again, this is not the first time I've done this in a playthrough, where for whatever reason I use that chest to hook onto, like you should, to get through it. But I never open it. Like, I don't know if my brain just thinks there's just a heart in there or whatever the case may be, but I never collect it. There we go. So yeah, this is kind of the the thing where, like, maybe that's where where the tedium kicks in for me in this dungeon, is forgetting little things like that. And almost every time that I play through this, even if it's not that chest, there's usually one that I forget. But at least this one was an easy backtrack. Some of them can really, really be a pain, so I mean, I'll take that. And we'll go around, do not get caught by the vortexes. Vortices, I think is how it's pronounced actually. As long as you stay snugged up against the wall. Come on. There we go. Aha! Okay. Get that bad boy closed off. As I almost walk away from it a second. Yeah, so here's the key. Again, I have no explanation as to why I do that a lot. I literally have to touch it, and I just don't open it. And there we go. We'll go back through here. Can't remember, is that the one? I don't need to hookshot that because, again, the main area is at water level 3. So, again, the one small mercy to all this is if I had to change the water level, I would have definitely not been happy. Now it's just more of a bruised ego than anything. Talk about being systematic, and what do? Literally forget to open a chest I touched. I know I don't try to look like an expert, but that's a little ridiculous. Now I get a second shot at the shooting gallery. Okay, got those 3. Okay, yeah, so like I said, sometimes I have no problems with like shooting arrows and stuff, and sometimes I really struggle with it. I do not understand it. Okay. Alright. Already did all this. I'm gonna bypass it. I don't need to make more friends or take any more time with that. And again. This guy, that guy. Aim for the corner. There we go. The number of times that I have gotten to that corner and then been knocked off by that Tektite is astounding. I'll do largely the same thing, but not quite put such an emphasis on going to the corner. Once they're out of the way, it's not a big deal. It's just getting past that part. Okay. Drop down here. Oh. There we go. Aha. Gonna float our way back up to the top. Now we have the boss key. Which is funny, because, like, I made a note of the map, the compass, the long shot, all the sculptulas. At this point in my guide that I've made, I haven't even bothered putting in the boss key anymore. You know what? Not that I need this for this boss, because absolutely not. Never hurts to have a fairy on hand. Even if you've played the game 1,000 times, like, bad luck can really, really pile up on you easily, so... Even to this point, I will always carry fairies because I have some bad luck on playthroughs. And, I think a playthrough I did a couple years ago, like, just everything was so difficult because I just couldn't catch a break on it. I'm just gonna run away from that friend, because... Nope. The nice thing is we are, like, basically almost entirely done now. Which door? Oh, I want to say I aimed for the wrong door. This one. It's this one. That one always confuses me when I come out of there. Mwahaha. Okay, I did not forget that time. Okay, bye-bye, friend. I spooked him. Now that we're back up at the 3rd level, and this was the one nice thing about how this all panned out. Float into the wall. Get over here. Not that I need the 1 heart of healing. Okay, fine. You know what? I won't take it then. There we go. Just simplify my life. Run, 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 run. Yeah, so just pick a side. When the first blade, just after it contacts the wall, start running. That part's nice and simple as well. That is but far and beyond the easiest timing to get past that part. And now time to take on the Water Temple boss. Okay, the giant anemone Morpha. So, Morpha is actually a pretty straightforward boss if you do him the right way. Come on. Come on. So the easiest way to aim for him is to make sure that you are in front of wherever the tentacle is. If you're beside it and he's moving back and forth from it, it is really hard to hit. Really hard to hit the brain. So you just stay close enough that you can egg him on. Come on, there we go. Sometimes if you're quick enough, you can get a second hit there. But obviously colliding with the enemy does damage, so don't hold your hopes too high. Now, the one thing to watch out for is you can have a second one of these that will pop up in a different area. If you take too many rounds, obviously jump attacks with the big Goron sword will inevitably make this go much quicker, but you may have to watch out for a second one of those that will try to grab you and then throw you across the arena. But yeah, so even after that great big long meander through the water temple, as I showed, like, Morpha really is not that difficult. It's just, again, you're likely more worn out from the temple than anything, and it can be that simple. Okay, figure out where my heart container is. Oh, it's on the other side, because of course it is. Alrighty. So we now have 17 out of 20 hearts. Link. I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my husband. Zora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. As a reward, I grant my eternal love to you. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that now. I have to guard the water temple as the Sage of Water. And you are searching for the Princess Zelda. Ha, you can't hide anything from me. Princess Zelda, she's alive. I can sense it, so don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. Okay, we have now received the Water Medallion, so Ruto awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Our collection is coming along nicely. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? So now, pay attention. There's like a thing over on the island by us that if you read it, it says when the lake fills, shoot for the morning sun. You have to be very quick with this. Now, if you miss the first time, not a big deal. It's just if you don't want to have to reset, then, you know, that's kind of nice. Did Ruto want to thank me? I see. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake too, don't we? Look at that, Link. Together you and Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. Once again the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. Took your eye off the ball. Like a leprechaun. You blink, gone. Okay. So here's where you have to be very, very quick and very accurate. So you see, that's the morning sun, and if you go quick enough, you don't have to do anything. Let's see if I can... There we go. So if you don't do this, you just have to use the sun song twice to reset, and then you just shoot for it again at roughly the same point, basically as soon as it starts coming up. And as you can see, we are rewarded with the fire arrows. Oh, was that a spoiler? Oh yeah, I guess could have actually shown you that. When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning sun. So, yeah. But you don't have enough time to really process, read that, and shoot all in one go, so... So we have the fire arrows. So the fun thing is now we don't have to use Din's fire and any unlit torches. We can just shoot with that and they'll automatically light. Lights enemies on fire, obviously, so that does extra burn damage and stuff like that. So they're a nice thing to have. I do believe there is one point later on when they are necessary, but I believe it's only one. Everything else you can find a way around. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop up here. And we are going to pull out the ocarina. And we have another one of these guys. So, do believe that is everything for Lake Hylia now. It is not. Why is it not? Which one am I forgetting? Oh! I think I know which one I forgot. Bet you I forgot the one inside the laboratory. The laboratory. I'll do a quick check on that. And if I am correct, then we'll quickly collect that and call it a video, because we're now at over an hour long. This is far and beyond the longest video I've done, and likely to be the longest video of this playthrough, period. Just because I know that the water temple generally takes longer than all the other ones, and everything else is a little easier to cut up into bite-sized chunks. A little bit more so, but like I said, I wanted to leave all the dungeons as one episode. Betcha this was the one I forgot. At least I'm hoping so, because I'm not remembering beyond that. But this is much like that one key in the water temple. Yeah. I could have grabbed this on my way in and just totally forgot about it. But let's try checking that again. I am now at 82. There we go. So, perfect. We are sitting exactly where we need to be. Oh, what am I doing now? My thumbs sometimes do that thing where they're not actually doing anything, not actually accomplishing anything. My thumbs are just doing something to do something. But that being said, thank you so much for coming and checking out the Water Temple episode of Ocarina of Time. I do intend to keep recording. To anybody who doesn't know, I will record a few episodes at a time, so I'll keep recording so that another one will come up the day after this one uploads, and try to get everything back on schedule. So until the next time, thank you and all the best.